In this video, we're going to be talking about ultralight backpacking cook kit setups. I'll give you a few different options that you may want to use. I'll give you some examples of circumstances when you might want to use those kits. And at the end, I'll give you the ultimate ultralight backpacking cook kit setup. Whew, say that 3 times fast. Ultimate ultralight backpack cooking kit. Yeah. The common denominator in all of these setups is going to be this guy right here. This is the Toaks titanium 550 milliliter cook pot right there. This bad boy is super light. The weight on this thing, 2.5 ounces or 72 grams. And you're really not going to get any lighter than that for a cook pot. They make a few different sizes, but the 550 milliliter is perfect for backpacking trips when all you're trying to do is rehydrate some meals and make coffee. You can get up to about 18 ounces or so in here. The last fill line here is 16 ounces, but that's more than enough for any mountain house or dehydrated backpacking meals that are out there. So you'll be able to cook anything dehydrated in this pot, and it's plenty enough volume for cups of coffee. And for me, on long distance backpacking trips, really any backpacking trip, this is more than enough. I don't need any more than this. So the starting point for all of these setups is going to be this guy right here. Right here's a few options. If you want to go the canister route, you have right here, this is the BRS 3000T ultralight backpacking stove. Had this thing for years now, still going strong. I do have a separate video. If you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description. Now this thing weighs in at only 15 grams. Simple design, legs just fold down. Just got to unfold these here like that. Toaks cook pot fits perfectly right on top of there like that. And here's a couple alcohol stove examples. Right here, this is your basic alcohol cat can stove. It's just a simple cat food can with some holes punched around the top here. This is going to be the most ultralight option. It works, it gets the job done. If you want to go a little fancier, you have one of these right here. So it's the same kind of design. You have a tomato paste can here sitting inside of another cat can, and then you have some carbon felt inside of here. Now this burns really well. It's just a little heavier than this. So it's really going to depend on, you know, what you want to decide on. This basic cat can stove only weighs, saying 3 grams right now. This one, a little bit heavier, 17 grams. Now my personal preference for most of my backpacking trips is going to be the canister stove. I just prefer it for the ease of use. Really quick to boil water. It's just brain dead kind of thing. It's a little faster than the alcohol stoves. And I also like to know that I have some extra fuel with the canister, that I know I'm not going to run out. You do have to be a little careful when you're using these alcohol stoves, because it's kind of hard to gauge how much you're going to need. So you're either going to end up bringing way more or way less until you get really good at determining how much you need. If you're getting some value out of this video, go ahead and hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, or don't. I don't really care. If you're watching this video at this point, my videos are going to be showing up in your homepage anyway, so that's cool too. So if you want to go the canister fuel route, with the cook pot here, the BRS stove, and mini Bic, everything you need to cook with. Now, I do bring a cozy because I like to drink my coffee, keep it hot. That setup right there is going to run 4.8 ounces. Now, if you don't like to sit around and drink hot coffee, you definitely don't need that. You can get it down to 4.3 ounces. Now really, you don't need this stuff sack either. I mean, that's way too much weight. We need to get rid of that. Way too heavy. I don't know what the hell we're thinking. Get rid of that. Slap a little rubber band around here. And boom, we're down to 3.8 ounces for an all-in ultralight cook kit. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. Then you'll just need to add in your canister. I only have these size right here. This is I think the medium size. You can get them smaller than this, about half small, so you can really get this whole system down small. Now if you want to go the alcohol stove route, we'll start off with this guy right here. Throw him in there. And I do recommend a little windscreen if you're going to be using an alcohol stove. I would bring something like that along. You can make these out of cookie sheets, baking sheets. So we'll throw that in there. Throw the lighter in there. That on there. And that's going to bring you in at 4.2 ounces. So still really not bad. But we can get this lighter yet. If we go with the most basic cat can stove, we can get this all the way down to 3.5 ounces. So if you're looking for the most ultralight backpack and cook it setup, this is going to be the ticket. Then you just need to get yourself some denatured alcohol. I just put it in a plastic bottle here. Mark the top to make sure that we know not to drink this stuff. You're just gonna have to figure out how much you need for each boil. So when you're using an alcohol stove system, you kind of need to really determine how many boils you're gonna want to do. So say, you want a coffee in the morning, or you're gonna do a hot breakfast and dinner at night. So you might need 3 boils a day, about, you say like 2 ounces for each boil, something like that. I usually just fill the whole damn thing up and take it with me. Primarily I really use alcohol stoves in the winter because the canister stoves can act up a little bit in the colder weather. Compare that to one of these stoves. This is
That's a cookpot, Derek, you freaking idiot.
Small, but that's coming in at 7.2 ounces compared to 2.5. So close to 5 ounces shaved just by going from a cook pot like this to something like this. And then if you have a bigger stove like a pocket rocket or a whisper light, if you get onto this or something like this, that's gonna be more weight. I mean, you're looking at close to half a pound or more savings just by making some small tweaks to your setup. So this is a good place to look to try to save some weight for a relatively little amount of money. And there it is right there. There's your winner for the most ultralight backpack and cook it setup. This is about as light as you can get as far as I know. If you know of anything lighter, let me know. And I'm not talking about cold soaking. We like some hot meals. We like some hot coffee. So we're bringing a stove with us.